Hey guys, how's it going? Comparing here. Over the last 2 days, I've played this game, Torchlight 2 as a matter of fact, and I've been playing with a few modifications. This is a game on Steam, and apparently you can add stuff to it to change, most parts in the game. And I've been playing, I think, something called SynergiesMod, in addition to the 8-player mod, because originally we thought we'd want to play with more people. We thought there was some kind of scaling, in fact there wasn't, and 8 players made it really easy. But the goal was to play the game on the hardest possible difficulty setting without knowing pretty much anything about it. And it's been quite a journey. I've learned a lot about the game. I don't consider myself good at it or anything yet, but I'm still alive. Out of the first group, I'm the only one, and it's still a lot of fun. I want to show you guys some of the things that I've learned about my character and maybe talk about the game to give you guys my impression, because I'm sure a lot of you guys welcome it. So, Torchlight's a game, it's really cartoony. I ended up making a Necromancer, and a Necromancer is a character that you can only make, or it's a class that you can only choose if you play this mod. So it's like a modded class, it doesn't originally come with the game. When I picked up the game, I just wanted to play on Elite and Hardcore, which is like the super hard and hardcore, and it was told to me that the mod made it a lot harder, and some people disagree with that, but I think most people agree with that, so the mod doesn't even make it harder. There was a bug which actually almost led to my death and actually almost caused me to die many times, that my character was considered level 1 despite it being in the 30s at the time, where mobs would hit me for like 3,000 damage. Like I'd just get like plinked away by a little spider, 3,000 damage. So I was almost dying all the time. So there's a few bugs in the game if you play this mod, but overall it's pretty fun. What I really like about the game is the simplicity. So the stats are shown pretty clearly here. They're all fairly simple, they're all fairly self-explanatory, and simplicity in games really adds to the depth of the game, because you can easily understand the details and mechanics rather than worrying about all the random crap that's going on. But on the same note, the itemization is a little bit off. There's a lot of stats that seem pretty useless. It's kind of cluttered a little bit, so I think that can be improved a little, but overall it's pretty cool. The resists work similarly like they do in Path of Exile, where while the number crunching doesn't work the same way, in this game armor just reduces the damage that you take by 1 point per armor, and similarly with resists, it does have the same effect where really big hits are not mitigated very much, so if you want to not get one-shotted, you need a lot of life, and that's what I've been doing with my character. I made this character a summoner character, and the basic concept of stacking a lot of life, getting a lot of minions. I didn't originally plan to get like a horde of minions, but after I saw how powerful they were, I played around with some builds and eventually got a few skills that I really enjoyed. So minions in this game are pretty good. They're pretty dumb, but the opposing monsters are also pretty dumb, so it kind of works out pretty well. These are the 3 permanent summons, so they travel with you between zones. I have a dragon, an undead fury, and a lich. Lich is like a caster, dragon does some crazy stuff, and the lich is, I'm not too sure. And I have my little spider here, which was originally an owl, but I gave it like a piece of food that turned it into a spider permanently, and it shoots webs and stuff, and it roots monsters on the ground, which is really important because minions are so stupid. They only hit targets that are pretty much standing still, so the web increases the damage of my minions substantially. And pets in this game work a lot like they do in Van Helsing, where you can send it to town, and it has its own inventory, has its own skills, you can modify what it does, you can add skills, you have the shopping list as you saw. But obviously this game came out before Van Helsing, so Van Helsing was actually largely inspired from this game, even though I didn't know it at the time. But after playing Helsing, it's very easy for me to adapt to this game, and naturally I do enjoy it a lot because it has a lot of the things that I liked in Van Helsing exist in this game, and it's pretty good. I'm happy to see that the guys the guys who made Van Helsing, I don't even know what the company's called. They took a lot of the good stuff from other games. It's really important. These days you don't have to be that creative with games. You just have to copy the good stuff and leave out the shitty stuff. So that's really good. Overall, the skill system is pretty good. I like how, when you have a certain benchmark for skills, they learn new abilities. For instance, I maxed out Skeletal Horde. This is a level 1 gem, I noticed that my skeleton was really, really strong early on, and I'm like, well, hey, you know, I can get more of them. So you start off with one skeleton, and you can put in points into this skill, and it becomes stronger. And you know, if you get 5 points in it, you get the tier 1 bonus. If you get 10 points in, you get the tier 2, and 15 tier 3. And for this particular skill, it adds more skeletons. So instead of having 1 as a starter skill, you get 5. So that's pretty sweet. And other skills, like let's say the dragon skill, you know, he learns more abilities. So the tier bonuses are varied between the skills, and they can alter your spec substantially. In the mod that I'm playing, there's a way to easily respec your character, which I think is really good because I've enjoyed the liberty of messing around with all the available skills, seeing what they do, and seeing if I actually like them. So I think it was a very good idea that I played the mod at the beginning. But other than that, the skills are pretty cool. You know, I have those 3 summons, and then I get my 5 skeletons, I get my zombies, I get my spores, I get these little dolls. And these dolls, they have a cooldown, but I can have a maximum of like 12, 13, I'm not too sure. Something over 10. And then I have Reanimate, which is kind of like the Diablo 2 Reanimate Dead. It has a duration, but because I have 5 points in it, the existing reanimated minions can get more. So they use their abilities to create more reanimated minions. So you have to continuously cast the spell, which is really nice because it essentially makes the cooldown non-existent when you have a substantial amount of them. I've got all my little minions up there. I can't really reanimate any because I'm in town right now, and I have my phase, so I can teleport with my character. So that's pretty sweet. The game overall plays really well. Everything is very responsive, even when playing multiplayer. But the game is not really something that's online. It's competitive. It's a lot like Van Helsing on that front as well. So it's mostly just for fun. You play it to enjoy it, and you know, enjoy it. I have. So it's been pretty good. And if you guys want to kill some time playing another RPG game, I think this is a pretty good choice. Other than that, the stuff I don't like is I don't really like the look of things. So I'm more of a Path of Exile guy. I mean, I'm not really into the cartoony stuff. I don't really get into the game, you know, too much when characters look like this. It's largely a personal preference, but it is one that I really enjoyed in Path of Exile. I really enjoyed even in Van Helsing, much more than in games like this, or even you know, some of the little bit less cartoony games. Like even World of Warcraft doesn't really appeal to me as much just looking at the game. But in the end, the playability is the most important. And I've enjoyed myself in this game enough to continue playing it, probably at least until I finish the game. So, if you guys want to check that out, check out the stream, and I'll see you guys there. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.